Hello, I'm Francis Gurry. I'm Director General of the World Intellectual Property Organization, which is an international organization.
What are the two big challenges that digital content players face as far as intellectual property is concerned?
Well, I think the biggest is, of course, the escapability of their work, if I may put it that way. You know, the great difference between the cost of production and the cost of reproduction. So think of what goes into a film, all of the investment, the people, the labor, the creative work, the music, and all of that can be reproduced in a matter of seconds and for no cost. So this is a great vulnerability, and then once out on this wonderful distribution mechanism, the internet, of course, it's escaped. So this is a real challenge, how to deal with that. The second challenge, I think, is having appropriate business platforms that strike a balance between, you know, protecting and therefore enabling you to monetize all of your investment on the one hand, and on the other hand, giving access. You know, you want your work to be enjoyed by the widest possible population. So striking that balance, and we see more and more interesting business models. Streaming, for example, is one such example, where I think we are seeing interesting, accessible business models.
How cheap is it to have protection for intellectual property?
Well, in the field of creative works, you get the protection automatically. What's difficult is enforcing that protection. The protection you acquire under actually one of our international conventions, and under that you get the protection automatically without any formalities. But it's another thing when you have to chase down all the pirate platforms and all of the illegal distribution networks that are out there.
3 reasons why compliance costs, as you call them, or the cost of protecting intellectual property must go down.
Well, look, I would say that what we see is that the costs of access are going down. And with the costs of access, with better business models that give people the opportunity to enjoy all of the world's music, for example, or a great film repertoire or library for a relatively modest cost per month, that I think compares very favourably with what you might pay for enjoying a sporting experience. And it's a wonderful access that you get through that. So I think cost of access has gone down because of the markets of networks and digital platforms. So that's a good thing, and I think we see that when the cost of access has dropped, the level of piracy also drops. There's greater compliance when you have affordable access, and that's a very good thing. Nevertheless, you do need an enforcement mechanism as well. You know, someone can be streaming in from a pirate website all Indian content from outside of India. Now, how do you deal with that when you're caught in India? Because it's located in some other country, in some other part of the world. Well, they're developing mechanisms for that. For example, in some countries they're using an injunction to stop ISPs from giving access to those overseas websites. But this is very much a developing area, and it's what we see actually is it's a global market. You know, the consumers all around the world enjoy Indian films, but our legal system is territorial. You know, its jurisdiction is India.
2 things that you're hoping to take away from Ficci Frames this year.
Well, the first thing is the energy. I'd like to take away the energy. Great energy here, and you see that there really is not only energy but a faith and belief in the future of Indian content industries, and that's right, because they're already in a very, very, very important position in the global marketplace. The first producer of, in terms of production, the biggest in the world in films. Number 2 in television, you know, number 3 in the number of households with television in the world. So extraordinarily dynamic and important market. And getting the energy that comes from that, and the hope, because of the growth rates are much higher than the world's, the compound annual growth rate for the Indian media industries are much higher than the world average compound growth rate. So this optimism is the thing that the world needs at the moment.
This year's theme is change or perish. How relevant will it be for Indian players?
Look, terribly relevant. Like everything else, I think it's absolutely right. It is change or perish. The old days are gone. It is a digital marketplace now. I would say it's a global digital marketplace because the technology enables that. Plus the movement of people. You have people all around the world, whether they're temporarily in another place or permanently in another place. The diaspora of people is such that the market for content is global.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.